On the silver screen, I guess you have seen a talking raccoon and even seen a talking duck, but I bet that you have never seen a talking fish. I'm talking about the movie The Fisherman, produced right here in Ghana, an indie film directed by Zoe Martinson, produced by Corey Jackson and Kofi Owusu-Afriyie under the company banner of Blue Vision Media. We'll be delving into an exciting story or news that has come the way of this production with an addition of a mega superstar, an African American, giving it more weight and leverage than ever before. We'll be delving into this very news and how exciting, how exciting this information or news is to this very production and for the Ghana film industry as a whole. And also, there is this question on all the lips of Marvel fans in particular. I'm talking about the MCU diehard fans and even film lovers as a whole. And the question is, will Robert Downey Jr. stay on after Doomsday and Secret Wars? Well, there is an article that has been published that states otherwise. We'll be delving into that story as well. And my name is Papa O2, and welcome to the Film Mandate. Hello, once again. Welcome to the Film Mandate. I'm Papa O2, and I'm bringing to you exciting news both from the international front and the African scene. In this very episode, we'll be talking about an exciting news with regards to the film The Fisherman, the film The Fisherman. And perhaps for those who might have heard about this film, or maybe you might not have heard it and perhaps hearing it for the very first time. And this news or this film is titled The Fisherman, starring Ricky. I'm blanking out on the name, the surname, but starring Ricky Endurance, um, Lamte, and a whole host of cast. Fred Amugi is also in there with a number of wonderful actors, a roster of actors. And this film was shot in Ghana last year and is making so much waves in the international film festivals. So there is an exciting news that has come the way of this very film, and it is the addition of a mega African American superstar, to be specific, a Nigerian American superstar. And for those who may not know this person, I'm talking about Yvonne Orji, a comedian, a TV personality, and an actress. You name it. She is, the whole package when it comes to entertainment, not just on the African scene, but more so in the American scene. And in an article that has been published in the deadline, which was published just May 2nd, so just yesterday, it states that Mark Street CYR, I'm not sure, and Sonja O'Hara plot. And then the second story says that Yvonne Orji joins Fisherman. Yeah, so there's an article written by Jesse Whitlock and Zach Intim and Andreas Weissman. So let me just go straight to that portion of the article and then read it to our hearing. So it reads, Insecure's Yvonne Orji hooked to the Fisherman. And that's an interesting pun there. So exclusive. Emmy nominated Insecure actress and comedian Yvonne Orji will executive produce The Fisherman, the feature directorial debut of Zoe Martinson that's coming out of Ghana. Orji will participate through her in and through production label. The Fisherman, a whimsical comedy, tells the story of a retired traditional fisherman whose life takes an unexpected turn when he is partnered with a wise and sarcastic talking fish. They embark on an adventure from a rural village to Accra, Ghana's capital, where they are joined by three rebellious youths with dreams of owning their own boat. Cast includes Ricky Adelayita, that is Beast of No Nation, Endurance Grand, William Lamptey, Kiki Romi, Ajua Akoto, I May Destroy You, of I May Destroy You fame, and Dulo Harris. Blue Vision Media is the producer, with Kofi Owusu-Afriyie and Corey Jackson of Godfather of Harlem fame at the helm. The Fisherman premiered last year at the Venice Film Festival, where it made history as part of the official selection. It's won the Fellini Medal at the Italian Fest, but remains without distribution. Orji and In and Through are repped by Felka Toxek, Sadelson, McGuinness Ryan LLP, and the Lady Company. I hope I had it right. And the Lady Company. Yeah, so this is really, really exciting. And for, when an indie film is produced, it goes through several stages, even when it's at the point of, I mean, it's been completed, and you're on the festival run. One of the main purposes is to make sure you secure distribution deals and territorial, I mean, be able to sell territorial rights in order to have the film travel wide, all over the world. And the Fisherman, which have been shot, and locked in the can, has been going on some film festival runs. And the exciting thing is that the purpose of the film festival run is to be able to secure some of such, exciting news such as this. And to have Zach Orji on board, it's quite, exciting, in the sense that it then gives that visibility that this film needs in order to reach the international stratosphere with regards to filmmaking. So yeah, it is quite exciting. But before we delve into it, let's just take a look at the some of the film festivals that this the film The Fisherman has been to. So on your screen, from the IMDb page of The Fisherman, the awards section, you have it currently at a number of film festivals now. That is Cleveland International Film Festival. So to take note, it's already bagged 2 wins and currently has 3 nominations as well. So Cleveland International Film Festival, it has been nominated under the New Direction competition. It's also at the Miami Film Festival, um, the Miami Film Festival, for the Jordan Wrestler First Feature Award. And also, we have the River Run International Film Festival, which has also been nominated for the Vision Independence Feature Competition. And also, for the 2 film festivals that it has won for, some of the biggest film festivals in the world, is Venice Film Festival, which won in 2024 for the 6th or CICT UNESCO and Enrico for Fucci Fucignoni Award. Pardon me if I butchered the name. And also Pan African Film Festival, which won for the Jeanette Dubois Festival Award. And it is indeed exciting for this film to be making the names and the waves internationally. And just as I was saying, the purpose of films being on the film festival circuit is to be able to bag, distribution deals in order to help it, travel far and wide to certain markets that ordinarily it wouldn't be able to do. And for this purpose, it is quite exciting that finally there is a heavyweight name attached in the capacity of an executive producer to be able to help, pave way for the film to get to places that ordinarily wouldn't be able or wouldn't have been able to get to. So it is indeed exciting. And then maybe for those who may not be sure as to who we are referring to and how big of a name Yvonne Orji is, let me just share a page briefly of hers from Google for you to have an idea as to who she is. Or even better yet, yeah, let me just share this page. So when you go to Just Google, right up from Google. This is her in your short. That is Nigerian Orji, an actress, comedian, TV personality. She's literally done it all. And yeah, so some of the films that she has done so far, or TV series that she has done, is Insecure, which was produced between 2016 and 2021. You also have a part of Vacation Friends, Vacation Friends 2, Pop the Balloon Life, Yvonne Orji. So this is her stand-up comedy. That is Yvonne Orji, Mama, I Made It. Yeah, Mama, I Made It. And also We Can't All Die First. And she starred in films with Kevin Hart, one of the biggest, celebrities with regards to comedy and acting, one of the biggest African American, stars in the world. So she is indeed a heavyweight, and her addition to this project is really exciting, for this Ghanaian film and for Zoe Mattinson and his and her crew. So it is indeed exciting to it's literally a win for this film, and I'm really excited about it because for so many Ghanaian films where you have this hard-working crew and cast trying to put out their best to not just make ends meet, but to also have the opportunity to be recognized on international scale. This indeed is a plus, for all those who worked on this production, and also a good sign or a win for other productions that are yet to receive such recognition as the Fisherman has. Yes, Sam has already taken the lead. You had the burial of Kojo, you had the Azali or Azagli, and so many other films that have already gone ahead. You also had, even, well, that's a Hollywood film, but I was even going to say, for the director that directed the burial of Kojo also made the color purple. And it's exciting for Ghanaians and Africa as a whole in this particular season. And I'm excited that the collaboration or the collaborative effort that I've always been advocating for through this very channel of having African filmmakers or the African industry unite is being seen on this very production as well. And it's exciting because you have Zoe Mattinson, who is an American um, film director, collaborate. I mean, her, Zoe Mattinson. Let me just share a picture of some of the crew. Yeah. So you have Zoe Mattinson. So let me just give a brief description of the people you see on screen, so that when I start mentioning their names, you have an idea as to who I'm referring to. So from the screen, from the left, you have Corey Jackson of the Godfather of Harlem fame, an actor, producer, director, writer, and he was a producer on this. He is the producer on this production. You also have, right next to him is Zoe Martinson, the director for this production, and also the writer, excellent director and writer who has done several works in. And also right next to him is Kofi Owusu-Afriyie, one of our own Ghana and Africa as well, producing this very, very production, The Fisherman. And next to him is William Lamptey, comedian, actor, also a stage actor as well. And then next to him, I would say, one of the world famous African dancers is Endurance Grand, right next after him, who was one of the main co-stars of the production. And next to him is the main man himself, the main actor of this film, that is Ricky Adelayita. Ricky Adelayita. And next to Ricky, last but not the least, is Adjoa Akoto, a British-born Ghanaian, also who is part of this production. So even taking a look at this very picture is an symbol of Africa united beyond just the mainland or the motherland to also the diasporan regions and all that. So it is indeed exciting to have these people. So just as I was saying, you have Zoe Martinson, the director from US, together with Corey Jackson from US, collaborating with Kofi Owusu-Afriyie from Ghana, and the King Lou of Lou Vision Media, also from Ghana, and also all this wonderful creme de la creme of actors. Talking about Ricky, who has been in acting for so many years, and he was even in The Beast of No Nation, which made it big, back then. You also have Endurance of both Ghanaian and Nigerian origin, if I'm not mistaken. Adra Koto of Ghanaian origin, but based in the UK, and a lot more. There are a lot more people behind and in front of the scene of the camera who were part of this production. So it is indeed quite. It is really really exciting to have all these known stars or known passionate filmmakers coming together to make this production a possibility. And I'm excited about the fact that finally we have a heavy hitter part of this particular production as an executive producer, and already Deadline has done an exclusive, on this interesting and exciting news. So yeah, it is indeed exciting, and we pray that this will pave way for not just this film but other films that will follow afterwards when this film receives the necessary distribution mileage it ought to break through into the territories that ordinarily Ghanaian films wouldn't make it. So yeah, I'm excited for Zoe Martinson and her team for chalking this success, and kudos to them. I wish them all the best for this particular production. Yeah, so it is indeed exciting, and from one excitement to the other, but perhaps this may not be as exciting as people may want it to be. So, not too long ago, we had the Endgame wrapping up a phase of the and the MCU, wrapping up a phase, and then just when we thought Robert Downey Jr. is done with the MCU because his character died, he comes up again as Doctor Doom. He was cast again as Doctor Doom, and there's been speculations whether he was going to stay for just these two movies that he's been, assigned for, or he's going to go beyond that. Well, there is an article published that on Yahoo Entertainment that seems to say the contrary. And I thought it's quite an interesting article that perhaps we ought to take a look at, and then maybe see what that means for the Marvel Cinematic Universe as a whole. So there's an article, Avengers 6 rumor, Marvel to recast Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom in Phase 7. So this written by Evolve Editors, and it's also an article that was published just yesterday. So I read quickly. According to a new rumor, Robert Downey Jr. as Jr.'s Doctor Doom might get recast in the Marvel Cinematic Universe after Avengers Secret Wars. Downey has recently started the shooting of Avengers Doomsday, which is set to release before Secret Wars. While Downey is portraying the villain of the multiverse saga, Doctor Doom, Marvel fans are concerned whether he will continue playing the character after the upcoming Avengers movies. Marvel might cast another Doctor Doom to replace Robert Downey Jr. According to renowned Hollywood scooper Lizzie Hill, Robert Downey Jr. might be recast after appearing as Dr. Victor Von Doom. So let me take it again. After appearing as Dr. Victor Von Doom in Avengers Secret Wars. On the Cosmic Circus website, Hill hosted a Q&A with fans where a fan asked, "Hey Lizzie, thank you for taking the time to answer some of our questions. Do you know or think even if the Fantastic Four actors and Robert Downey Jr. will stick around after Secret Wars?" In her reply, Hill conveyed, "I think the Fantastic Four cast should stick around. Much as I love RDJ, I am hoping that his role isn't going to go beyond Secret Wars. But per Alex, Scooper Alex Perez, the Fantastic Four stays, Doom may be recast. However, these are just speculations and there is no concrete information regarding this from Marvel Studios yet. The Downey's Doctor Doom is set to be the main antagonist of the upcoming Avengers movies in the MCU's multiverse saga. Following this, Marvel will transition to the mutant saga as teased by Kevin Feige in November 2024. While speaking at the Disney APAC content showcase, the Marvel Studios head said that Avengers Secret Wars will lead the MCU into a new age of mutants and of the X-Men. Again, it's one of those dreams come true. We finally have the X-Men back. Avengers Secret Wars is expected to come out in May 2027, originally reported by Ishita Verma on Superhero Hype. Yeah, so this is the information. I mean, granted, a rumor that has come up with regards to whether Robert Downey Jr. as Victor Von Doom might stay after the Avengers Secret Wars. And it stated might, so meaning that there's no concrete information as to whether they may stay or not. I would think that depending on the success of the film with regards to the box office receipts and the critical reception of the film, if it's that good or as close to that of Endgame or Infinity War, Robert Downey Jr. will stay. He will definitely stay because he is one of the most bankable. He is the most bankable MCU star at the moment. The most bankable MCU star at the moment, and even collectively as a whole in the film industry in general, he's one of the most bankable stars you can ever think of today. I mean, maybe outside the MCU that may not be the case, but within the MCU, he is king. And filmmaking is such a volatile business to an extent where, or it is not box office sales in as much as you may do your perfect projections and stuff, it could fail. And if you can be assured that by including an actor, albeit a no-name actor, and all the necessary filmmakers to it to make it work, why wouldn't you want to keep that person if that person is bankable? So yes, if he ends up churning more money for Marvel, there is the greater likelihood, I would say even above 70% for him to stay on. It may depend on whether going forward beyond the Secret Wars, he may not necessarily be needed. And just as it's been said, him as an individual or as the character or an actor may not be needed, but the character Victor Von Doom will still stay on, especially considering the fact that they are dealing with the multiverse. If this rumor happens to be true in any fashion or form, then there is the likelihood that perhaps some one of the iterations of of Tony Stark as Victor Von Doom seems a likely possibility. You know, I haven't really read the comics extensively on that particular storyline, but the little I've researched on, there happened to be a time when Robert Downey Jr.'s character as Tony Stark were friends or was a friend of Victor Von Doom, and there happened to be an experiment or a machine that was created by Victor Von Doom that ended up swapping minds into different bodies. So the mind of Victor Von Doom ended up in the body of Tony Stark, and that of Tony Stark in the body of Victor Von Doom, and they ended up living the lives of the other. A little bit of like a Freaky Friday kind of a vibe. And if this rumor is to be believed, or if that is really the case, it is possible perhaps that they may be using this very storyline, and then after that, Tony Stark as a character may not be needed, may be phased out, and bring the real Victor Von Doom. But anyway, I'm just speculating. I have no information whatsoever. those who brought the information have more news than I do. But yes, so if that is the case, then it's very likely that they may be going with this storyline or an adaptation of this storyline of a sort. But I think that with with Robert Downey Jr. being a very bankable stars, if this ends up making $2 billion, I very much believe that he will stay on. And even if it doesn't stay on, then there may be Kevin Feige and his team, or the Russo brothers, may be looking at a very compelling story that may not necessarily need him to water down the quality. So maybe, yeah, if that doesn't happen, then it means that yes, maybe the story going forward within the mutant saga phase may not necessarily need him. So they may not necessarily call him back. But it is indeed an exciting news to some who felt that Robert Downey Jr. wasn't really needed for this phase, and they felt that no, bring another character or actor to portray Victor Von Doom, and not have the man whose face looks like Tony Stark portraying Victor Von Doom. So it may be exciting for those, but it also may be not too exciting of a news for those who may want Tony Stark or Robert Downey Jr. to perpetually be on the in the storyline of the MCU. So we may not know till we have watched Doomsday and also Secret Wars, and thereafter know whether it's necessary for him to stay on or for him to opt out for another actor to put on the mantle or the character of Victor Von Doom. So yeah, it is indeed interesting times. There used to be times where superhero comics were just perhaps, you know, a dream. The comic book movies were just a dream. Yeah, there were some being made, but in terms of a very connected cinematic universe as MCU, they were just a dream. But now it is a reality, and now we are even pondering on whether an actor should stay on for more than one character and whatnot. But well, we'll get to know more when finally Doomsday Arise and Secret Wars also turn the corner in May 2027. So yeah, this sums up my stories for today's episode 30. Well, it's quite exciting, and I'd like to thank all of you for joining me for this very episode. I'd like you to leave your comments in the comment section below. Any thoughts or ideas that you have concerning what I've said today or discussed with you today, you can share your comments in the comment section down below. Papa O2, and this has been and this has been the Film Mandate. I'll see you on Monday with another exciting episode. See you soon.